President Donald Trump late Tuesday proposed he wished to wipe out Puerto Rico's $74 billion obligation heap following Hurricane Maria in an offer to facilitate the republic's recuperation procedure. "You know, they owe a great deal of cash to your companions on Wall Street, and we will need to wipe that out," Trump said on Fox Tuesday. "You can state farewell to that. I don't know whether it's Goldman Sachs, however whoever it is, you can wave farewell to that." While that would be a weight off Puerto Rico's chest, the region has expanded expenses among others so as to pay back its leasers. Trump's remarks sent Wall Street into a free-for-all. Financial specialists as of now tense about Puerto Rico's capacity to pay back its obligations sent the island's general commitment securities yielding 8% around almost 20% Wednesday. Despite the fact that specialists opined such a move was far-fetched, with Mick Mulvaney, chief of the Office of Management and Budget, later attempting to calm markets by saying Puerto Rico will need to make sense of how to settle the blunders that it's made. Speculators remained spooked. In truth, Trump's remarks Tuesday would have simply heaped onto a developing pile of burdens for Puerto Rico and its bondholders. Puerto Rico intensely financed its extension by means of obligations in the mid-2000s as organizations started setting up workplaces on the island. In any case, after tax reduction for U.S. organizations in Puerto Rico lapsed in 2006, occupations and residents left the island, pushing the ward into a monetary subsidence. With a debilitated economy, Puerto Rico unfit to pay its now sizable obligations. At long last in May, Puerto Rico documented a type of Chapter 11, with a turnaround arranged for that offered to pay $800 million a year to the island's loan bosses, around 25 pennies on the dollar. Presently Puerto Rico's bondholders are developing progressively sure that their profits could run even lower with Hurricane Maria in the blend. Bondholders depend on the island's incomes, regardless of whether they originates from charges or the region's administration-claimed electrical lattice, to be paid back. Be that as it may, the island income has been hard hit by Hurricane Maria. 2 weeks after the tempest, around 95% of Puerto Ricans are without power, while 55% have no entrance to drinking water, as indicated by a current refresh from the Department of Defense. Maria has adequately put a stop on generation. In the interim, its legislature has centered assets toward recuperation endeavors. Puerto Rico was at that point proposing to pay their money lenders last, and, after the tempest, last is currently much sometime later, Matt Fabian of Municipal Market Analytics said in an email. In any case, notwithstanding Trump's desire that Puerto Rico's loan bosses are Wall Street Goliaths, for example, Goldman Sachs, some of Puerto Rico's obligation is uncertainty possessed by singular financial specialists by means of their shared assets, and even Puerto Ricans themselves. The legislature of Puerto Rico in 2016 authorized an investigation that evaluated Puerto Ricans held some $10 billion to $15 billion as ventures by means of common assets, and the sky is the limit from there, likely in readiness for retirement. That implies if the far-fetched happens and Puerto Rico's obligations are excused, regardless of the possibility that the island's financial future looks a few degrees brighter, some of its natives' retirement records may endure. However, more critically and past that hypothetical situation, Puerto Ricans' retirement accounts are probably going to endure the way things are, as the nation puts obligation reimbursement on stop and coordinates any additional assets toward reconstructing the island. The greatest stress for Puerto Rico's financial well-being, and by expansion, some of its residents' retirement portfolios, is the means by which rapidly the island can be go down and running. In the event that present conditions proceed with, it's conceivable that Puerto Ricans will keep leaving the island, bringing up the issue of will's identity left to keep its economy pursuing its been modified. The greatest hazard for Puerto Rico and the loan bosses is that the modifying of fundamental framework takes so long that the out movement intensifies, and you see individuals put establishes down in different spots, said Jim Milstein, CEO of budgetary consultative firm Milstein & Company. Milstein as of late exhorted Puerto Rico on dealing with its obligation. Up until now, the migration is as of now happening. An expected 7,000 individuals have officially left by means of the Luis Muñoz Marin International Airport, with several thousands all the more prone to take after, a current municipal market analytics note read. However, on a more idealistic note, speculators, for example, John Musso, the chief of settled salary at Cumberland Advisors, says he's sitting tight for money-related guide from the government to help reconstruct and reinforce Puerto Rico's economy.